Welcome back, everybody. We've got a special treat here at KGTR. Real quick, I'm Tony. Click subscribe, hit that notification bell. Any questions, comments, or feedback, leave them below. Just look in front of you. We got a special edition magazine review of guitar legends Dimebag Lives, the ultimate tribute of Dimebag Darrell from Pantera. Yes, we have it all. This is a vintage magazine. Guitar World presents a special collector's issue with Dimebag Darrell. Look at this magazine, all right? We're going to open her up, go page by page. Again, if there's any interview or articles that interest you and you want me to comment on them or introduce them to you, in a nutshell, if there's an interview in this magazine that you want me to read, we can go ahead. I can make a quick 10-minute video follow-up and of the interview, and I'll read the interview out loud so you know the question and answers of Dimebag Darrell or Pantera or whatnot. Again, most of these magazines you're able to find on eBay. I had 2 copies. I always end up having 2 copies. I cannot scan flat because I just can't get the crease to be flat. So I was able to tear out the pages one by one and just scan them that way. But I still have my original copy intact. So these are scanned one by one as opposed to open. And so that's what you get. So we're going page by page. But long story short, if there's an interview that you want me to share with you, I'll be more than happy to make a quick follow-up 10-minute video of any particular interview. And I'll just read it out loud with you and we can comment on it that way, all right? So let's go ahead and begin. This is going to be a special tribute, page by page, on the legendary Dimebag Darrell. All right, let's look at the cover. Special collector's issue, Guitar Legends, The Short Life of Fast Times of a Metal God. 6 Texas-sized interviews. So this is going to have 6 interviews, and they may be reposts from other editions of the magazine. And again, I'll be more than happy to share these interviews with you in a follow-up video. Dime's Guide to Rock's Greatest Riffs, Taco Hell, Pantera Does Mexico, The Vault, The Incredible Unseen Pantera Photos, his axes, amps, and effects. If you want me to go into detail in a follow-up video on his axes, amps, and effects, I'll do so. Again, just for the sake of time, I just wanted to go over this magazine with you. Again, if you're interested in this magazine, I would say 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, you'll be able to find these magazines on eBay. Anywhere from like $7.50 up to $50, depending on who you're looking for. But all these magazines you can find on eBay. So just giving you a heads up. All right, let's go ahead and begin. And real fast, transcribed, Cowboys from Hell, Mouth for War, Revolution Is My Name, Down Nation, and This Love, plus Classic Lesson. Dime shows you how to play Pantera's greatest hits. Real fast, excuse my vision. I got bifocals, so I have to lift up my head or my eyes. So there's that. All right, let's go ahead and open her up, and let's see what's inside this magazine. Again, it's a privilege to share these issues with you, and that's what we're here to do. All right. Look at this. Dean Markley Times. Hasn't changed strings in over 20 years. Look at Alex Lifeson. Alex Lifeson calls it like he sees it. Dean Markley strings are simply the best. I've never played with Dean Markley strings. I've always had Diodario or Ernie Ball. But look at this. Isn't that cool? Up close and personal, Dean Markley nickel steel electric strings adorn Mr. Lifeson's exquisite axe. So, isn't that cool? It looks like a little newspaper ad right there. Look at Alex Lifeson right there. Dean Markley, a modern day warrior, young Alex in the early days. That's a pretty cool ad for Dean Markley strings. I know the name, I just never tried them. All right, so let's go ahead. Pick your sound. Look, Eminent Speakers, Patriot, Red Court, whatever that is. Again, my vision, excuse the vision. Again, we're going to go through this issue, goof on, comment, and so on. Look, 1966, Dimebag Darrell to 2004. Rest in peace, Dimebag. Again, Randy Rhoads died young. Dimebag Darrell died young. All these, Jimi Hendrix and Only the Good Die Young. That song, Only the Good Die Young. It's sad. All right, so look at this. So this is going to be a tribute to Pantera and Dimebag. Look at this look at young Dimebag right here. Look, transcribe. So we got Power Groove, Dimes Dozen, Regular People, Home on Deranged, The Child Bunch, Rock Soldiers, Rough Rider. Excuse my reading again. Animal House. Excuse me. Taco Hell. Vulgar Display of Chops and Powerage. Let me get a little refreshment here. Hold on. Girl, Tony, open up the issue. Tony, I want to see the pictures. All right, here we go. Boom. Oh, look at that. Look, if you guys want to take a screen grab right there, maybe some of you already have this image. That's a cool image. Look at that guitar. You can find this guitar right now. You can at guitarsgarden.com. It's a replica. It's a Firefly. But Firefly has about 7 or 8 different styles or colors of the Dimebag Darrell guitar like this. So I don't know what this design's called. I'm not a fan of it. It's cool, but this is clearly Dimebag Darrell's design that he made famous. But Firefly guitars, they're great guitars. They're very good guitars. A lot of people are buying these Dimebag Darrell knockoffs, tributes, and they sound incredible and they look incredible and they're built very, very well. So just a heads up, if you ever wanted a Dimebag Darrell guitar for like well under $300, like $269, $249, whatever, you can find them at guitarsgarden.com. They're Firefly. Not sponsored, but I have several Firefly guitars, and I know for a fact this guitar, they have this style guitar at Firefly that they sell. So if you're a fan of that, I just told you where to get it for dirt cheap. All right, there's that. Power Groover, Dimebag's first appearance in the guitar world, December of 1990. All right, so again, forgive me, look, that's the left side of the magazine, and there's the right side of the magazine. But because I had to tear it up to scan it, that's all you get. After listening to Cowboys from Hell, you'll view the world with a bigger pair of balls. I see a lot of guitar players attempt to play this song in solos, and they all fail. I'm sorry, but they all fail. There's only one Dimebag Darrell. It's true about these guitar players. There's only one of. You can play the solo note for note, but if you can't sound like him, or have his nuances, or technique, or picking, why bother? Why bother? That's just me. See, I sound like nobody. I play like nobody. Because I have my own style. Just putting it out there. Look at this. Dimes Dozen. Pantera's 6-shooting Texas Tornado pumps up his 12 favorite tunes. Hair-raising, fist-pumping metal classics that every self-respecting guitarist should know. So again, this is reposted from an early guitar for the Practicing Musician edition. So Dimes Dozen. He's going to pick his 12 favorite songs right there. All right, let me see if I can read this, right? So he picks Eruption by Van Halen, Crazy Train by Ozzy, Lights Out by UFO. Yes, that's like a 16-year-old, I think it's a 16-year-old Michael Shankar. Lights Out is incredible. Shock Ellie by Kiss. Oh, Shock Me, Shock Ellie. I hate this stupid font. All right, Shock Me by Kiss. He was a big Kiss fan. Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple. Beating Around the Bush by AC/DC. Okay, I can't read that. I'm gonna blow it up. Hold on, I gotta blow this up. Motor Breath by Metallica. Children of the Damned by Iron Maiden. And what else? Rapid Fire by Judas Priest. I blew it up for you here. Hold on. Okay, Rock Brigade by Def Leppard. That's a cool song. Let me back this up right here. Children of the Sea by Black Sabbath. At Dawn... What? I can't read that. At Dawn They Sleep. Let me back that up. At Dawn They Sleep by Slayer. And Tush by ZZ Top. So those are his 12 favorite songs that will help you shred better and that he loves. Alright? That's pretty cool. Alright. Regular. A school paper lands a final interview with Dime. So this is December 1st, 2004. The following interview was conducted by Joshua Gropp on December 4th, 2004 on Dimebag's tour bus outside the Phoenix in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Ralph is a 22-year-old jazz guitar student at Humber College in Toronto and is also a guitar teacher. He interviewed Dime for the school newspaper, so I guess this is one of his last interviews before he passed away. That's sad, but it's nice. So if you want this interview, let me know. I'll be happy to share that with you. Again, people just don't pay for music the way they used to, and it's harder to make a good living in this business. Yeah, again, the internet's up there. People are downloading stuff for free, and CD sales are down, and bands come and go. They don't have those long-lasting bands anymore. Those institutions are gone, like the Kiss and the Judas Priest, the Van Halens and the Scorpions. Those bands pretty much are gone, or dinosaurs. And if you want to make it big, you got to make it big with 1 or 2 albums, or you're gone. You're gone. Look, Home on the Deranged. It isn't about the diamond barrel. Pantero's ace guitarist is a reclusive guy. He's just a little hard to find sometimes. From the heartland of Texas comes Pantero's guitar dude, Diamond Darrell, a heavy thrasher born on the bosom of the blues. Again, so this is probably reposted from another magazine. Look at this awesome photo right here. Looks like a Dean guitar, right? Boom. We've got a simple rule. Our stage is your stage. That's pretty cool, isn't it? He was always for the fans. He was always for the fans. Look. Let's see what that says. What's that say? Our friends forever in our hearts. Or our friend forever. I'm sorry. Our friend forever in our hearts. Look, this is his guitar. Isn't that awesome? Look. Alright, more advertisements here. Alright, so excuse the side right there. The Wild Bunch. Alright, isn't that cool photo? Look at this guitar right there. Look at that guitar. Alright. Excuse my standing, but that's the way it is. It's just the way that the image was. Alright, here we go. I'm always trying to top myself, Dimebag Darrell. Again, part of the interview. Pretty cool. Again, more of the interview. Look at these never before seen photos right here. Again, never seen before photos. More interview right here with Dimebag Darrell. So this issue is obviously a tribute to Dimebag. So if you have to have it, go look for it on YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube. Go look for it on eBay. Darrell Dimebag Abbott from 66 and 204. He came to rock and rock like no other. So true. Alright, this is going to be 2 pages right there. Look. So, Rock Soldiers. There he is right there. Ace Frehley. Look at that. You loved Ace Frehley. Who didn't love Ace Frehley? Kiss Army's Raptins. Snake Sabo and Dimebag Darrell come face to face with Ace Frehley, the man who gave meaning to their lives, and learn the truth about his shocking past. It's true. Before Eddie Van Halen, Ace Frehley was the man for all the kids and young guitar players. He just was. And Ace Frehley was good. He was very good. But, Eddie came up later, and that was another story. But Ace Frehley, for the kids and the teenagers, was the man. Look at that. Coming face to face with their idol as a kid. He was totally into the Kiss Army back in 1976. Dimebag was 10 years old because he was born in 66. 1976, 10 years old, into the Kiss Army. Ace was the man. Oh. Again, nice interview here with Ace Frehley. Oh. Pretty cool, right? So if you want to repost in this interview, I can just basically do this. Look. And I would read it out loud to you and see what they had to say. Again, iconic poster shot right there. Boom. Look at that beautiful guitar. Look. Boom, boom, boom. Is that a kill switch right there? Volume knobs, kill switch? I don't know. Because I don't have that guitar. Look at that Floyd Rose. The Rough Rider. Again, this is reposted right here. See, reposted. So, is heavy metal dead? Not if Dimebag Darrell has anything to say about it. So this is reposted from 1994. So obviously grunge was in full swing, and there was no heavy metal, not like 80s metal. There were still metal bands out there, but grunge took over the airwaves. But bands like Pantera were trying to keep metal alive. There he is right there. Remember, the guitar solo disappeared in the 90s. Metal guitar solos disappeared in the 90s. Grunge did not have guitar solos. If they did, it was very slow and lame. If you were shredding guitar solos, you were going to be frowned upon, right? You would have long breaks, short breaks, but no guitar solo. Alright, more of the interview. Initially, I just used the guitar as a prop. I'd pose with it in front of a mirror. I think that's what he's going to say. In front of a mirror in my Kiss makeup when I was skipping school. Yeah, who didn't love Kiss back then? We all wanted to be Ace Frehley or Gene Simmons and stick out your tongue. It was fun. And who doesn't remember 1976 Halloween special with Kiss, Paul Lynde? Yes. Like Animal. This is again 2-pager, or like Animal House. There he is right there. Green Slime. And again, this interview article was reposted from a June 1996, I think. June 1996 interview with Dimebag. And there he is right there. Here's the interview right there. So you may already have this interview from an earlier magazine. I say that 97% of what I did on this album was done standing up. It just feels right that way. I mean, you don't go to war sitting down. So a lot of people record their tracks sitting down. He recorded his track standing up, which is cool. Alright, more iconic shots right here. Dimebag, here's the interview right there. MTV ain't gonna make or break Pantera. So they didn't need it. Pantera did not need MTV to make them, and they're not gonna break them. MTV was great in the 80s, but they pretty much sucked in the 90s. MTV disappeared in the 90s with Yo MTV raps and then game shows. MTV was gone. It was gone. So I would say from like the early 80s to like 87, 88 was vintage MTV. After that, it went downhill and just did. More iconic shots of your favorite guitar man right there. Guitar World's Jeff Gilbert makes a break for the border with Pantera and Kiss. Taco Hell by Jeff Gilbert. So look at this. Another great interview right here. If you want me to break it down, I'll be more than happy to. Look, Kiss. Look at Kiss. You're such a fan of Kiss. Look at this guitar. Can you imagine the demos he would have? There he is right there. Tells you what they're doing at 11:15 p.m. X, 12:30 a.m. X, 2:30 a.m. X. Let's see what he's doing here. Watch. 2 a.m. Gene and Ace stroll into the packed restaurant, nearly causing a riot. Gene, spotting the same gorgeous girl he leered at from the stage all night long, corners the lass. All eyes humbly watch the master go to work. So this is when obviously they're not wearing makeup. Or maybe they are during the reunion tour. Ace, dude, pull up a chair, invites Darrell. Frehley seats himself down between Darrell and this Guitar World correspondent, who is busy trying to keep from hurling up the several gallons of whiskey, tequila, and beer he's recently consumed. The smell of smoldering nachos and chicken wings wafting up from the table is helping things along nicely. This is at 2 a.m. Isn't that cool? So if you want to know more about this, I'll be more than happy to repost it. Alright, look at Dimebag Darrell. A little bit more chunkier there, right? More chunkier. Probably a lot of heavy drinking back then. Regular display of chops. The best of Pantera, a lesson from hell with Dimebag Darrell. For the 4th. Isn't that cool? First base, Rips RS. Excuse me. Chromatic Man going down. Hellbent. Slide it in. Striking the right power chord. The calm before the storm. Hell's Bells. Second base, leads and licks. Squeal like a pig. Squealers, pinch harmonics. Stretch yourself. The bends, those bends. Third bass, a noise factor. Whammy pedal mania. Tool time. Good friends and a can of Coors Light. Those are his tricks for playing guitar. Look, we bet you will hear perfect pitch with this master key that unlocks your natural ear for music. So I don't know if this is a joke or what, but I think it's real. Look, save $30, 24th anniversary, get 2 free CDs. Yeah, this is real. It looks fake, doesn't it? Look, it's like a parody for all musicians and instruments right there. How to get perfect pitch. Right, look. Now this is obviously 2 pages, right? Look. So crazy boy, look. So crazy boy. Again, come on, dude. Now, again, see the bottom right here? This is reposted from an earlier Guitar for the Practicing Musician magazine. To celebrate the release of Pantera's first new album in 4 years, Guitar World hustles down to Texas and talks with Dimebag Darrell. After a night of booze, broads, and badass rock, this is what we remember by Chris Gill. Come on, dude. So if you want to know about this interview, either break out your old issue or I'll be happy to read it to you. Dimebag's guitar survival tips. Let's see what he has to say. Look. Have a positive attitude. On the same note, when you wake up and you got a gig to play, you're still half drunk and hurling. Look at that. So he's getting drunk right there. It was like having your nuts on the chopping block, but that's not such a bad place to be if you can slide your sack off the block before the blade comes down. So there's a quote right there from Dimebag. Look at this lime green guitar. Look. Boom. He's going off right here. Look. He's going off. Look at this guitar. Look. That's a pretty good graphic, right? Look at. Is that Washburn? I thought it was Dean. So it's a Washburn, I think. Let me see what this is. Oh, it is Washburn. Oh, that is a Washburn. My bad. I thought he was playing Dean guitars. Because that was a Dean headstock. So there you go. Power Ridge. Come on. Get your pull. Alright. We're only on page 63 of 100. Isn't that pretty cool? Again, look at these iconic photos right here. Boom. In our hearts, he lives. Look at this guitar right here. Isn't that cool? I don't know if this is Washburn or Dean, but who knows? Isn't that cool? Those poses. Dime's guilty pleasures. Song, book, and movie. Let's see what his movie is. Oh, Jackass. He likes Jackass. So there we go. Mouth for War. Again, any of these songs, sheet music, you can find on Google or YouTube. Someone's giving me a lesson. That's just a fact. Mouth for War. Performance DVDs of your favorite artists. Dream Theater, Eric Clapton, Fleetwood Mac, Festival Express, Van Halen, Live Without a Net. You can find that on YouTube right now, see? Peter Gabriel, I'm sure all of these now, they're all available on YouTube. Just check it out. Right, various artists. Toronto Rocks. Isn't that cool? This Love right here, okay? More sheet music. We're going to blow by this really fast. We don't need to get into the sheet music. Revolution is my name. Again, you want this sheet music? Just simply Google it or go to YouTube and you'll find it. Cowboys from Hell. There's so many people trying to play Cowboys from Hell. It's nice. I get it. It's a tribute. There's some great guitar players out there. But there's only one Dimebag Darrell. Just like there's only one of you. So, don't copy. Just be yourself. Don't copy anybody. Just be yourself. Like, I don't copy anybody. I'm myself. I don't sound like anybody. I don't play like anybody. I have my own unique style. I love it. I love being honest with my viewers. I love it. I love it. Just be yourself. Stop playing other people's licks and solos and say, look at me. No, just play yourself. Play your original stuff. You'll get more fans that way. You'll get more fans. Don't say, look what I can play. There's like a gazillion players trying to play Eruption. And not one of them can play like Eddie Van Halen. So put that in perspective. You know, no one can play like Eric Johnson. Is there anyone out there that can play like Eric Johnson or Clifton Dover? Nobody. There's only one Joe Bonamassa, one Joe Satriani, one Steve Vai. There's only one of these guitar legends. So, please, please, look, Cowboy from Hell. I mean, you can learn their stuff, but don't copy them. You don't need to copy them. You're all telling you, who are you? Well, my influence is Ace Frehley. That's my #1 influence. But notice how I sound nothing like Ace Frehley. I play nothing like Ace and don't sound like Ace, but he's my #1 influence. So explain that. Look at Dimebag Darrell. Look, 1966, 2004. Let's see what they're saying here. The most honest, genuine man I've ever known. A god amongst men. He was my hero. He was my friend, Yoda. Isn't that cool? All these tributes pouring in for him. Look, True. This is the very last page, the back of the cover. True. A true artist always walks outside the lines, challenges the status quo, shows us new ways to think. Dimebag Darrell was a true artist. We're grateful to have known him. 1966 to 2004. From Musician's Friend. That's really nice, right? What a fitting tribute to the legend. Alright, so let me know what you thought of Guitar Legends special collector's issue of The Ultimate Tribute, Dimebag Lives. From Pantera to Dimebag's Plan, the entire story. So again, here, look, 6 Texas-sized interviews. If there's any of these interviews you want me to re-upload for like 10 minutes and read them to you with a Q&A, I'll be more than happy to do that. It'll be fun if you're interested. If not, just simply go to eBay. I'm sure you can buy this issue used on eBay. Maybe shell out a pretty penny or two. But if you have to have this issue, check out eBay. But if there's a special interview you want me to go over, I'll be more than happy to do that. All right. Let me know your thoughts on Dimebag Darrell. Did he influence you? Did you like Pantera? Do you miss Dimebag? Where do you put him on the best guitar players, metal guitar players? How does he rate, in your opinion? Is he up there with Randy, with Eddie? Is he up there with Jake Lee, George Lynch? Is he up there with Steve Vai, Satriani? Or is he in a different league by himself? You let me know. I'm just curious what you think about Dimebag Darrell's place. Do you prefer him over Warren DeMartini? Two totally different guitar players, both gifted guitar players. Just putting it out there. How do you like Dimebag Darrell? And when you insert him with 80s metal. All right, I'm Tony. Thanks for joining me here at KGTR. I hope you like this edition of Guitar Legends Dimebag. Stay tuned. Your feedback has been overwhelming and positive. And I have many more issues to share with you. So thank you for making this series of Metal Magazine reviews a success. And your not feedback. Well, yeah, your feedback. But your request privately on, do you have this guitar player? Do you have this issue? I'll be more than happy to dig out to see what I have. And then we'll do a magazine review on that particular guitar player if I have it. Eric Johnson, Eric Clapton, George Lynch, Randy, Eddie, Alex Lifeson, and on and on. I'll see what I have. So be a certain guitar player you're curious to see if I have a magazine on, I'll look for it, and if I have it, I'll post it. If not, I'm just going to go with what I have in my arsenal, my catalog, and share that with you. All right, thanks everybody. Again, click subscribe, hit the notification bell. Any questions, comments, or feedback, leave them below. Stay tuned for more videos, and good to be with you, all of you, and thank you for spending some time with me and reminiscing about the good old days, 80s metal, heavy metal, and these wonderful guitar players and legends that either are no longer with us or that we can revisit page by page. I'm Tony, and I'll see you all in the next video.